Thank you, Saga, for teaching me how to say thank you in Chinese. 谢谢. Okay, we're off. I printed out my flight information, and also I have my e-visa printed out. That was a little tricky, but I got it, and I'm off. You know, exploring other cities makes me appreciate mine a little bit more. Los Angeles is pretty beautiful. First time in the Tom Bradley Airport. Looking for my friend so we can check in. Getting refreshment in the airport. Finally made it on. We were running a little behind thanks to my fries, but we made it on. Their staff was very hardcore.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened when seated.
I slept through mealtime, so pork mush was what was left. The bathrooms are not that bad, and I kind of think this overall plane experience is pretty good, except just the noise factor that was present. The English translations here were about 40% understandable on all flights. Welcome to China. And we've arrived. We touched down in the dark, so I couldn't see anything. Get ready for an adventure. Stoked they had an area to fill up water. Just making our way through the airport. Very high tech and clean. Lots of white. Big fan of the ceiling. Arrows are for. Boarding the plane to India. Everybody definitely have your passport and boarding pass handy through the entire security process. We're off to India. Bye-bye, China. I will visit you another time. Entering the plane was a whole experience for my nose because everything smelled like savory and toasted spices and a lot of essential oil. Now it's time for our final descent. I'm about to be in India. This was a little bit of a bumpy ride as well, but definitely fun and happy that it was over. Corissa's in India. First impressions, it reminds me very much of Hawaii. Really warm, kind of has that humidity going on. And check out their bathroom indicators. The airport had a very distinct sweet musk smell. Welcome to India, Corissa. Some parts of their airport were outdated and some of them took my breath away. Look at how beautiful this installation is. Definitely a more is more place according to my travel companion. I'm digging these alternative bathrooms. There seem to be a lot of definitely a lot of new things. Loving the art. My first road sign in Hindi. Look at that. That is definitely not a Latin-rooted language. That's a little bit intimidating. It is so comforting traveling with professional or seasoned pro travelers because they know how to make it work. And we had a wonderful local driver come pick us up on behalf of our hotel and is taking us there now. And I would not have known that it existed without the help of my companion. It was so reasonable. It was about $10 for a 25-minute ride to our hotel and so worth it. The traffic The driving here was on a whole different level. Very organic. You communicate with your horn. You let people know when you're coming in. And I loved all the vehicles. They come in so many different sizes. My favorite were these little 3-pointed tut-tut things. And staring is not considered rude here. So they definitely do a little minor checking out, which made it feel like I could do that as well. And that was pretty nice. There was a lot going on. There was a guy hand pushing a fruit cart up the frickin' highway. That is a little tuk-tuk. So check-in to our hotel went pretty smoothly. I am definitely feeling like I can't tell if this is the normal part of town or if this is the lower income part of town, but there's a lot of garbage all around. But this feels kind of like a nice little oasis because they've got a nice, well-manicured alley. I'll show you guys more soon. And I liked it. It definitely smells a little bit like a particular cleaning product or maybe like wood that's been worked over. And guess what? They also sell rugs downstairs. So if you wanted some cashmere rugs, they are aplenty. We went exploring the market and we're on the hunt for food. Food was so good and an awesome value. We got 2 meals, 2 beverages for $10. This was my favorite thing. A lot of well-fed street dogs. And they were so hot. They were taking a nap. Check this guy out. Let's go check this out. What? Sing it, dude. Through the first half day of India, I'm retiring a little bit early because of fatigue and the reason that the bed feels good. So me and my traveling companion are gonna be recovering tonight, and then we're gonna go exploring more tomorrow and meet up with a third friend. Oh my gosh, so much fun. So much fun already. Traffic, driving here is hilarious. I'm a huge fan of all of the stray dogs. Have been a little hesitant to pet them because they look a little bit gnarly and not access to running water. I also utilized my SteriPen today, which was really cool. So I would highly recommend you use that or bring one of those because the guy that was serving us at the restaurant was like, "Oh, what's that?" And we were like, "Oh, we are disinfecting the water," and he didn't stop us. He didn't say, "Oh, our water's good to drink." He said, "Where are you guys from? The US? Oh, that's good." That's what he said. So be sure to bring a SteriPen if you are not accustomed to drinking the local bacteria and flora that are here in India. Well, thanks, editing. And I was noticing the level of poverty, and the level of poverty here is different than just the homeless people of Los Angeles. It kind of feels like these people, they don't feel like they're on drugs, they don't feel like they're on any substances, they just are hungry and they're just poor. And there was a woman who had a little baby sleeping out in front of her at the marketplace, and we said no when she initially asked us for money, and then I saw her later walking through the market with her little baby, and the little baby comes up to maybe my knee, and he's walking around barefoot, and he just looks up at me, and I feel like that's sad because he's just a little baby, and he doesn't have a choice about where he was born, and that kind of made me sad a little bit. But there's so many people, and when we were driving up in our taxi, there were like 5 people in one little 20-foot area that came and tapped on our window while we were stopped with traffic. So it's just too much. So that very much stood out to me. The garbage everywhere kind of stood out to me. And, but also beautiful colors, beautiful garden, beautiful plants. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for a little taste of the world. Sorry guys, I can't tell if it's the travel or what it is, but that little boy, thinking about him is making me a little emotional. Today is a temporary problem of the world, and I hope that you guys all have a wonderful night.